can't really talk invention without talking about Leonardo da Vinci, because he's like a famous artist and inventor. People say, he's got all these sketches of things that he technically invented. People say he invented the helicopter and he invented the tank and whatever. But when you look at his designs, his helicopter design wouldn't have flown. It had an umbrella that went up and down and was supposed to lift it off the ground.
There's a thing called an omnicopter. What an omnicopter? No, but it's basically a flappy.
An ornithopter.
Ornithopter.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was like a flapping plane. But yeah. So rather than being an inventor, he's more of a kind of predictor, I suppose, of things that we would later have. And he recently, one of his books came up for sale. One of his notebooks came up for sale. It's a notebook where he kind of muses about fossils and he talks about why he thinks the sky is blue, and in it, it's also the book where he predicts the creation of the submarine. And that book came up for sale, and my fact is that it was bought by Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates for $30.8 million.
Wow. Really, Bill Gates bought... Was the book called his Codex, or was it one of those?
Yeah, it's called the Codex of Leicester or something. It's got a strange name. Yeah, I think it's the Codex Leicester.
So you say Bill Gates bought it for
$30.8 million US dollars. Yeah, not Zimbabwean dollars. 30.8, like a notebook. It's a 72-page notebook with Leonardo da Vinci's. While we're talking about Leonardo da Vinci, it's not really accurate. Like, there's a big argument on the internet, among other places, about whether we should be in fact calling him Leonardo da Vinci. Because normally what you do is you call these Renaissance artists by their first name. Raphael, Michelangelo. These are all first names. So we should just be calling him Leonardo. And Da Vinci isn't actually even his surname. It just means from Venice. So, yeah. So whether we should be using his name, it feels like a bit of a faux pas. But for the purposes of this whole thing, and to make it understood who we're speaking about, I'm going to go with Leonardo da Vinci, even though there are people that rant and rave and say that the Da Vinci Code is what popularized everybody using his name. But I seem to remember everybody using his name long before the Da Vinci Code.
Definitely. No, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that your fact is true. I'm saying Bill Gates bought a codex of Leo, 72-page notebook for $30.8 US.
So I've got a couple of questions then that I'm going to lead into your answer. Do you think these things come up for sale? Do you think the people who own them put them up for sale?
Depends where they found them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like in the toilet or whatever. Yeah, that that Vincent van Gogh, he created a book of drawings and sketches and all of that sort of thing that he gave to a woman who he'd been renting his flat from when he left. And it was a journal book, for finance keeping and whatever, a blank one. And he gave it to her amongst other documents, just drawings of his. And she put it on a shelf in her home, and her family didn't look at it for like 120 years.
Wow.
And then one of them pulled it off the shelves and was like,
"It's a Vincent."
It's like a whole book just full of Van Goghs. And then that I believe came up for sale for some staggering amount. But I don't think these sorts of things get sold very often,
So it was never. That's a lie. So it was
No, it's absolutely true.
Was it?
Absolutely true, yeah.
Did it get...
Yeah, he paid $30.8 million for a 72-page book.
Who did put it up for?
I don't know. But I know Bill Gates did in fact buy it for $30.8 million. You got too much money when you can buy a 72-page book with $30.8 million.
Flippin' hell.
I hope we put it immediately into a museum somewhere, Museums can't just be filled with artifacts you've stolen from other people. It's got to be filled with actual things that somebody's purchased.
Wow, man.
But yeah, that's my dream, of course, is to one day predict the invention of something, draw a picture of it, and then sell and have my relatives sell it for $30.8 billion or whatever the equivalent is someday down the line.